All right, let's dive right in to the world of Hindu cosmology. Because today, we're going to be exploring Durga,
Ooh.
the warrior goddess.
Very cool.
We're going to try and uncover her role as protector of dharma.
Right.
Why her battle with the demon Mahishasura is so legendary.
Okay.
And what all of her multiple arms and weapons represent.
I love it.
And get this, some sources say her weapons were actually gifts from other gods.
Oh, wow.
Talk about some divine firepower.
Yeah, it's really fascinating how all of these stories kind of intertwine.
Yeah.
And Durga's story isn't just some ancient battle tale.
Right.
It's a deeply symbolic narrative about the struggle to maintain order against chaos. And I think that's something we can all relate to in our own lives.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so let's start with dharma.
Right.
Seems like a pretty central concept to understanding Durga's role here.
Absolutely. Yeah. Dharma in Hinduism is multifaceted.
Okay.
It encompasses cosmic order, righteousness, and duty. You can almost imagine it as the underlying force that keeps everything in balance.
Gotcha.
Like a cosmic web holding the universe together.
So if dharma is the balance,
Yeah.
then Durga's the one making sure nothing tips the scales too far.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Okay.
She's a powerful force against chaos and evil.
Right.
A divine protector, ensuring that dharma prevails.
I see, I see.
Without her, things could get pretty chaotic out there.
Yeah. Now, on to this epic battle with this demon Mahishasura.
Right.
What I've read so far makes this guy sound like a pretty terrifying opponent.
Yeah, he was a force to be reckoned with, for sure.
Okay.
Mahishasura, he was a buffalo demon.
Okay.
And he gained incredible power through these intense spiritual practices. And he really threatened the stability of the entire cosmos.
Oh, wow.
Imagine a being so powerful that even the gods were trembling before him.
Oh, okay, so the gods are facing this unbeatable foe. What do?
Well, they call upon Durga, of course.
Of course.
They realized that they needed a champion unlike any other. Right.
Someone who could embody their combined strength.
Yeah.
And that's how Durga came into being.
She was basically created for this fight.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
Yeah, she was born from the collective energies of all the gods.
Wow.
Embodying their combined might and fury.
I see.
It's a breathtaking example of divine collaboration against a common enemy.
Wow. I'd love to hear more about that battle.
Yeah.
Was it like a one-on-one duel?
Yeah.
Or more of a cosmic showdown?
Imagine a battle that raged for 9 days and nights.
Oh my God.
Durga, mounted on her fierce lion,
Right.
demonstrated incredible strength and strategic skill,
Okay.
countering each of Mahishasura's moves.
Wow.
Finally, on the 10th day, she emerged victorious, slaying the demon and restoring balance to the cosmos.
It sounds like something straight out of a movie.
It really does, and this battle is really central to Hindu mythology.
Okay.
It symbolizes that ultimate triumph of good over evil,
Right.
a theme that we find across many cultures.
It's about finding the strength to face our fears and fight for what's right.
Yeah.
Even when the odds are stacked against us.
Okay, so we've covered Durga's role as protector of dharma,
Right.
her legendary victory over Mahishasura.
Yes.
But what about those iconic multiple arms
Yeah.
and all of her weapons? What's the story there?
That's where things get even more interesting.
Okay.
Each detail in Durga's iconography is packed with symbolic meaning, revealing these deeper layers of her character and power.
I'm ready to decipher this divine arsenal.
All right.
Let's start with those extra arms. They have to be more than just for show, right?
Of course.
Right.
They represent her superhuman abilities.
Okay.
Her capacity to act on many fronts simultaneously.
Gotcha.
Think of it this way. She's the ultimate multitasker.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And her weapons.
Yes.
I know she has a trident, a discus, a sword, a bow and arrow.
Yep.
What is the significance of each of these?
Each weapon was a gift from a different god, each symbolizing a unique divine attribute or power.
So it's not just brute force,
Yep.
but like a whole arsenal of divine powers she's wielding.
Exactly. Take the trident, for example.
Okay.
It was a gift from Shiva.
Yep.
And it represents the 3 fundamental qualities of nature.
Okay.
Sattva, which is goodness, Rajas, which is passion, and Tamas, which is darkness.
Oh.
This shows Durga's control over every aspect of existence, not just the good parts.
That's pretty profound.
Yeah.
It's not just about fighting evil. It's
Right.
about understanding and mastering all aspects of reality.
Exactly.
What about that discus?
Yes.
Does it have a special meaning?
The discus, gifted by Vishnu, is incredibly symbolic.
Okay.
It represents the relentless power of time.
Okay.
And the never-ending cycle of creation and destruction.
Wow, so even time itself is one of her weapons.
Right.
It seems like each weapon tells its own story. What else can you tell me about them?
Well, each weapon does tell its own story. For instance, her sword, a gift from Yama, the god of death, represents discerning wisdom. It symbolizes her ability to cut through illusions and ignorance to reveal the truth.
It's a powerful metaphor. So it's not just about fighting these external demons, but also those internal battles we all face, against confusion and self-doubt and things like that.
Exactly, and that's where the symbolism gets really interesting.
Okay.
Durga's image reminds us that strength can come in many forms.
Yeah.
It's not just physical power, it's mental clarity, spiritual awareness, and the courage to act righteously.
Yeah, it makes you think about, what kind of weapons we need in our own lives to kind of overcome the challenges that we face.
Exactly. Perhaps we need the sword of knowledge to kind of cut through our own confusion.
Yeah.
Or the discuss of time to remind ourselves that these challenges are temporary.
Right.
Just part of a larger cycle.
I've noticed that sometimes Durga is portrayed as this fierce warrior, but I've also seen images of her that are much more serene and maternal.
Yeah.
Is there a contradiction there?
Not at all.
Okay.
Durga's iconography is incredibly rich and multifaceted.
Okay.
She embodies both the fierce warrior and the compassionate mother, reflecting the fullness of the divine feminine.
Okay.
She's often depicted with her children, who represent different aspects of her divine power.
So it's not just about destruction and conquering evil, but also about creation and nurturing life. Those seem like opposite forces, yet she embodies both.
That's a key insight.
Okay.
Durga's power isn't limited to warfare.
Okay.
It encompasses all aspects of existence: creation, preservation, and destruction.
I see.
She reminds us that these seemingly opposing forces are actually intertwined, essential for balance.
Which makes sense. In Hindu cosmology, destruction is often seen as a necessary part of the cycle of renewal.
Exactly.
Making way for new beginnings.
Exactly. And Durga's role in this cosmic dance is to maintain that equilibrium, to ensure that the forces of creation and destruction are in harmony.
This deep dive is making me realize how much wisdom is kind of woven into these ancient myths.
They offer us profound insights into the nature of reality.
Yeah.
Insights that remain relevant even today.
Out of everything that we've discussed, what stands out to you the most about Durga's story?
For me, it's the reminder that strength comes in many forms.
Yeah.
And that it's something that we all possess.
Right.
It's not just about physical prowess, but also inner resilience.
Right.
Strategic thinking.
Right.
And this unwavering commitment to doing what's right.
I love that. It's a message that really resonates with everyone, regardless of background or beliefs or anything like that.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of exploring these stories. They offer us a chance to kind of connect with this ancient wisdom and find meaning that transcends time and culture.
Our listeners always love a thought-provoking question to consider.
Okay.
So what do you think is Durga's lasting legacy?
Durga's enduring legacy is her message of empowerment. She embodies the potential within each of us to face our fears, to fight for what we believe in, and ultimately to triumph over darkness, both within and without.
That's powerful. It leaves us with a question to ponder. How can we embody Durga's spirit in our own lives?
Right.
What does strength mean to each of us?
These are questions worth contemplating as we navigate the complexities of our own lives.
Yeah.
Durga's story reminds us that we all have the potential for greatness.
Right.
The capacity to be warriors for good in our own unique way.
I love it. Yeah. It's amazing how these ancient myths can still feel so relevant today.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
Durga's story.
Yeah.
It isn't just some relic of the past.
Yeah.
It's a living narrative that still speaks to the human experience across time and cultures.
It really is. That's the power of mythology, isn't it?
Yeah.
It taps into these really universal themes, good versus evil.
Right.
The struggle for balance.
Right.
The potential for darkness and light within us all. It's a language that really transcends time and place.
What really strikes me is how Durga's story kind of challenges these gender stereotypes.
Totally.
She's not a damsel in distress waiting to be rescued.
Yeah.
She's a powerful, independent force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely. Yeah, Durga's image is a real testament to the strength and resilience of the feminine.
Yeah.
She's not just a warrior, she's a leader,
Right.
a protector,
right.
a mother, a source of immense power.
Right.
She really embodies that full spectrum of feminine strength.
I think that message feels particularly important in today's world.
Yeah.
Where we're still striving for gender equality.
For sure, yeah. Durga's story really reminds us that true strength transcends gender. It's about courage, compassion, and that unwavering commitment to do what's right.
Yeah.
Qualities that we can all cultivate, regardless of who we are.
I'm curious how Durga's story is kind of interpreted and celebrated today.
Okay.
Are there different perspectives and traditions?
You're right. Hinduism is so beautifully diverse.
Yeah.
Durga is worshipped in so many different forms through countless rituals and festivals, across India and the world.
Okay.
Each region, each community may even have their own unique way of honoring her.
Like Durga Puja, right?
Yeah.
I've heard it's a massive celebration.
It is. Durga Puja is one of the most popular festivals in India,
right?
Especially in Bengal, where it's celebrated with incredible fervor and artistry.
Okay.
Imagine vibrant processions, elaborate pandals that house these stunning Durga idols. Just a really contagious energy of devotion and celebration filling the streets. Yeah. It's truly immersive.
It sounds like an incredible experience,
Yeah.
A testament to the power of Durga's story to inspire and unite people even today.
Totally. And it reminds us that these stories are more than just ancient myths. Right. They're living traditions that continue to shape and enrich people's lives.
Well, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of Durga, but I already feel inspired to learn more.
That's the beauty of these deep dives. They open up these new worlds of knowledge, and they really spark that thirst for further exploration.
Yeah, we've explored Durga's role as the protector of dharma.
Right.
Her epic victory over Mahishasura.
Yes.
And the symbolism behind her, many arms and weapons.
Right.
We touched on her multifaceted nature as both warrior and mother.
Yeah.
And the enduring power of her story to inspire and empower.
And most importantly, I think we've left you with a few questions to ponder.
Yeah.
What does Durga's story mean to you?
Right.
What kind of strength do you need to cultivate in your own life?
Right.
How can you embody her spirit in your own unique way?
We hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to explore this rich and vibrant world of Hindu mythology further.
As always, thank you for joining us on the deep dive.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep that spirit of discovery alive.